Hello chess Neurites. In this video, I'll be discussing the topic of sacrifice from the games of World Rapid Championship. Let's look at the first position. So this is from the game between Grandmaster Rajabov versus Grandmaster Ilyushinov. Rajabov has white pieces here and he's a bit uncomfortable on the queen side because black has 3 pawns versus Rajabov's 2 pawns and Ilyushinov's 2 pawns are a bit advanced. So if he's able to create a pass pawn or pass pawns on the queen side, then it will be difficult for Rajabov to deal with that. And Ilyushinov found a brilliant way to do that. He started with this sacrifice bishop takes a3. So the bishop sacrifice allows Ilyushinov to create this b pass pawn. So, but just pushing it is not going to help because rook b1 and it can't be blocked and it can be captured. But he had thought more. He did not just sacrifice the bishop to create one pass pawn. So the follow-up was also equally good. That is b4. So not just one pass pawn. He wants to create another pass pawn. He wants to remove that a3 pawn. So if that a3 pawn is removed, then this a4 pawn also will become a pass pawn. And Rachabo might be able to stop one pass pawn, but two advanced pass pawns, most likely not. So after a takes b4, b2, rook b1, black can just play a3, defend the pawn, and threaten to play a2. And if white captures this, then he can promote. So this is a completely lost position for him. So after bishop takes a3, b takes a3, b4. If it decides to play rook a1, then tries to defend it. So this doesn't help white much. Black can just play b2. And after rook b1, there is b takes a3. The idea is to play a2 and then a1 next, like we saw in the previous line. So Rajabov, after b4, decided to play bishop c5. Black has to be a bit careful here because if black plays b takes a3 here, then there is bishop takes a3. A pawn is blocked by this bishop and the b2 cannot be played because bishop covers that square. So black should not rush. So now black played another brilliant move to keep the pressure on the queen side. He played rook c8. It's not about this pawn. It's about these pass pawns. So Rajabov was planning to capture this pawn with the bishop. So black has no problem if he captures with the pawn because then black can push. So but if he captures with the bishop, then he would not be able to create another pass pawn. So he pins the bishop and stops that threat because of course if the bishop captures now, then there is rook takes c1. And if a takes b4, then that would lead to the similar thing that we saw earlier, just b2, rook b1, and then e3 followed by a2, and black will promote. So Rajabov in this position after rook c8 decided to play bishop f1. So he thought that he would try to bring the bishop back into the game to stop black's pass pawns, and then black played this another brilliant sacrifice, rook takes e5, and Rajabov resigned here because he recognized that he won't be able to stop the pass pawns. So after rook takes e5, rook takes e5, b takes a3 can be played, and then there is this very simple plan of pushing the pawn to a2 and then pushing this pawn, and yeah, white can't stop the pawn promotion. So after rook takes e5, Rajabov resigned and Ilyushinov won. A very nice game. Now let's look at another example. So this is the game between two strong Indian grandmasters. White was Nihal Sarin, while black was Arvind Chidambaram from World Rapid Championship. So this seems like an interesting middle game position. So black has the double bishop advantage, but black's king is not that strongly placed, especially because the rooks have not been connected. So if maybe the rook would have been on f8 or e8, then black would have been fine, but the king is blocking this, and even if the king goes to h7, it won't be completely safe. So there are some king safety issues. And if you look at it, then white's pieces seem a bit more active. So um, here Nihal found a very nice piece sacrifice to increase the pressure on Arvind, and that started with knight d5, attacking the queen. Of course, now the thing is that the queen also has the task of defending this bishop, so the queen has to be careful. Queen just cannot go back and just decline this. Black cannot decline the sacrifice because this knight takes e6, and this is just lost. So black has to accept the sacrifice. So after e takes e5, e takes e5 was played once again. So now the queen is being attacked. Once again, queen d8 is not possible because there is knight e6, and then black would lose the bishop, and white will retain significant attacking chances. So for that reason, Arvind decided to play knight e5. So Nihal was ready to reply with knight f5, improving the knight's position with a tempo as the queen is being attacked. So uh, Arvind played queen f6, keeping this pawn as well as the bishop defended. Then um, Nihal continued with his energetic play and played knight takes d6. So he temporarily sacrificed this knight. So after queen takes d6, now rook takes e5. Now look at the position. So if we look at the reason why did he sacrifice the piece? So if you look at this bishop is not very active because of this pawn. It's blocking it. This rook is not very active because this pawn is blocking it, and at some point this pawn might also block it. So when e takes e5 was played, the big difference that was made was that this bishop got active, so that king got restricted, this rook got active, and already white's other pieces were active, and in combination with that, white got just a completely dominating position. So after knight e5, knight f5, queen f6, so you are here. Now the bishop is being attacked, and there is also another threat, that is rook e8 check, sacrificing this rook to win the queen. So for that reason, Arvind played bishop e7, defending the bishop and stopping any of those rook e8 ideas. So Nihal has no issues because his pieces are extremely active, and yeah, he has sacrificed a piece for two pawns. But with the weak king of black and extremely active pieces of his, he is not the one who is complaining. So then he played queen e3, attacking this bishop. So Arvind decided to play bishop f6. So then he played rook e6, improving the rook's position with a tempo. So and then Arvind went to f8 with the queen, and then Nihal just played queen takes b6, capturing the third pawn for the piece and keeping all the attacking chances. It all started with that brilliant piece sacrifice by Nihal to activate this rook, to activate this bishop, to weaken black's king, and combined with the other active pieces of his, he just won in a completely dominating fashion. Now, I'd like to introduce you to chessneurons.com, a platform that I've created to improve your positional chess. Register on chessneurons.com and start your 7 days free trial now.